Hello friends, welcome back. In my last video, I talked a lot and prepared for the upcoming storm system that we were about to experience. Today's video is during that time when we were stuck in our house and just kind of what we did and what we got into during that time. We got quite a bit more snow than we were expecting, and we were stuck in our house from Thursday until so today is Monday when you will be seeing this, and we have gone out, kinda. The roads, I think we can officially get out today, is what I'm trying to say. So we did try to go out yesterday, and the roads were not good. They were worse than we were expecting them to be. So we ended up only going and getting a couple of things that we needed from the store here in our town. And the roads just to get there were worse than we thought they were going to be. So we didn't want to venture out any further than in our immediate town. So we ended up coming home. However, my husband and I think we can get out this evening once the temperatures kind of get a little higher and melt some of the stuff off the roads a little more, because they're still very icy. If you saw at the beginning of the video, there was a car that was stuck in someone's yard that was on the way to town here. So although the roads, they appear like they're cleared, they are mostly cleared of snow. However, there are significant ice patches too. So we didn't really want to chance it when we were out yesterday. And it's usually just my husband and I that will try to venture out first. We will have my oldest babysit the younger two boys, and we venture out just in case something were to happen. We don't also have children with us, so we didn't get very far yesterday, and we're assuming that it will be fine to go out today. There are still school closures and business closures that are happening in our area because of the roads still filled with ice, but I think after today, Monday evening, it will be a lot easier to navigate on the roads. I was quickly throwing together a pot of hamburger soup. My 7-year-old Lincoln, he had woken up on Thursday with a minor sore throat and kind of like the sniffles. I think he just has a minor cold. There was really nothing else to it. He just wasn't feeling that great. And so I wanted to make a soup, and one of his favorites is hamburger soup. And every time I say that, people assume that it tastes like a cheeseburger. It's not. I just use ground beef in it, and that's kind of the name that we called it. So it's just a brothy soup with a lot of vegetables, and you can kind of just use whatever vegetables you have on hand. I generally like to do carrots, celery, onions, and large chunks of potatoes. Sometimes if I have other things or if I'm in the mood, I'll throw in other things, and then it's ground beef and beef broth. So I made a large pot of that while my husband was working on getting the fire going again, and we enjoyed that for a lot of the time we were snowed in. I made a big enough pot, and then also we ate off a lot of the food that I had prepped beforehand, so that was kind of nice. We had shredded chicken, we made tacos and quesadillas, and we had just all kinds of easy things while we were snowed in. And I'm just going to apologize ahead of time for the camera angles. My daughter was playing cameraman almost this entire video, and she thought this was a great angle, and I did not look, and so that I don't even know if you really see my face this entire video. I'll have to ask her what that's about, but anyway, I just thought it was kind of funny to point that out, that I don't know if you actually see my face this entire video. You will see my husband's, because we did like a kind of like a little baking competition, and I don't know, I just thought it was really fun. So during that time, I ended up picking up my camera and filming him. But as far as me, I don't know how much you'll of me that you'll actually see, of my face at least. You'll see my hands apparently. But I just thought it was kind of funny.
Okay, I'm gonna do it here. Here's the great, here's the great spot for me. Hey, look at my snow. Jack, look at my snow angel. Look at my snow angel. It's big. Now look at my snow angel.
There is something so magical about all the snow on the trees. I think it is so beautiful. It is one of my favorite views from this house to see all the trees have snow on them. It reminds me of a postcard. I just absolutely love it. The boys had been itching all day to go out and play in the snow. They were so excited, and so they kind of sped through their schoolwork really quickly to try to get out and play in the snow. My daughter, she didn't really want to go out and get cold, I guess, so she was kind of just hanging out in the house. And then that's my oldest. He's 15. He built a snowman named Henry in the front yard, and Henry ended up halfway through the snowstorm losing one of his arms. So, but he is actually, even though the temperatures are rising, he's still sitting pretty solidly in the front yard. I know we'll only have him maybe for the rest of today, but the kids, they got such joy out of making the snowman and making snow angels. They were so excited. And I know that Lincoln wasn't feeling so great this day, but I didn't want to force him to stay in the house and to miss out on possibly the only snow we get this year. So I went ahead and I let him play outside for a little bit, and then he came inside and had some cocoa. We decided to make snow cream. This is something that I have never made before, but a lot of the people make it around here. So we had a family friend send us a message how they had made it, and theirs was blue. So I don't know if it was like blue raspberry or how exactly they made it, but I just went online and found a recipe for snow cream, and that's what we made. It was just a big thing of snow. I think it was like 4 cups, but we ended up just, I don't know, kind of dumping it in. I did not measure it. And as you can see, I just poured the vanilla in. I did measure the sugar. And then, so it's snow, sugar, vanilla, and milk. And my daughter, she ended up putting in a bunch of chocolate chips. And I think you can pretty much just do whatever you want with it. We started mixing it by hand. And then as we were doing it, it was just not working very well. It was like packing snow. So it was like creating snowballs. And so we just decided, why are we not putting this in the mixer? So we did do that. We have an ice cream machine that we thought about, but we thought maybe it was more work than what it was worth. And so we just put it in here real quick, mixed it up, and it worked perfectly. And then the kids all enjoyed some snow cream, And so if you have a lot of snow in your area and this is something that you have not heard of, I highly recommend. It was a lot of fun. The kids thought it was the coolest thing. You might also see my husband outside of this window. He is shoveling the deck. So we get a lot of snow build up on our front balcony, and on top of that, then as the snow melts off of our roof, you you can't actually. So when the boys went out a second day, we had to explain to them, like, you need to stay away from the roof lines, because as the snow melts, we have a metal roof and it will slide off in huge chunks and it's filled with ice. It is really heavy from the melting snow turning into water, and so it falls in huge chunks and lands a lot of the time on our front balcony, and it makes it really, really heavy. And although our balcony is very well supported, it always makes us kind of nervous that it will be too heavy. So that's usually one of the first things my husband does is he will clear a path down our front stairs, but then he also will go around to the front and clear off the snow on the balcony so it doesn't become too heavy. We are just finishing up the snow cream. My daughter added in a lot more chocolate chips than I was expecting her to, but they really enjoyed it. So it was just vanilla, chocolate chip, snow cream. And then I am finishing up the soup, making sure all the veggies are tender and ready, and we serve that for lunch. During this time, we had the fire going the entire time through the night and all day long because it is just so cold and it helps heat our house. But for Christmas, I had bought, I'm not sure what they're called, but they're like color changing things that you add to the fire. So my husband wanted to give it a try. We had never done that before, and he just threw them in, and the boys loved it. It was super cool. It actually doesn't even translate very well on camera, but it was more rainbows. It was really pretty. So it was much cooler in person. This is the view that we woke up to the second day. The snow had started coming off the trees, but it was still so beautiful looking. I could not get over just how it looked foggy and the sun. I don't know. It was so, so beautiful. So I had to get that shot to show you how it looked the second day. And like I said, we did a bit of a baking competition. I was in the kitchen a lot the days that we were snowed in, and I did a lot of cooking and a lot of baking, just to kind of pass time. And it was something that I was kind of looking forward to. But if you have been a friend for a while, you know my husband does not do well with cooking. It has never been his strong suit, and he's always in the kitchen with me, but usually it's just to kind of have a conversation with me, so I'm not in here alone. But he does not usually bake or cook or anything. So we did kind of a little baking competition, and everything's a competition with him. It was a lot of fun. He ended up getting sidetracked and he forgot a couple of the ingredients. So, but look at him, he's so proud. Oh, it was so much fun. But yeah, so we did some baking, and then I had also tried baking sweetened condensed milk bread. I have had that on my to bake list for years, and I have never made it before. I'll put the recipe that I followed down below in the description box, but one of my loaves is a little wonky because I was not sure what I was doing. I didn't know if I was doing it right. It turns out I was doing it right, but by the time I had actually realized, I had overstuffed this loaf. It tasted exactly the same, but it just looked a little funny. The other one looked great, and they turned out really, really good. I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost um, like Hawaiian bread, like a Hawaiian rolls. However, you can. So they're kind of sweet because you make them with sweetened condensed milk. And then there is a glaze that you can either put on top when they're done baking or you don't. I ended up just doing that because I wasn't planning on using this for sandwich bread or anything like that. I was using it more for just because I wanted to try it and because I'm shut in my house, so I might as well try it now. We did it for dessert. So I went ahead and I iced both of them and they were really, really good. This is something that I will continue to make. That is really all I have for you today. I know it was a shorter video, but we kind of just enjoyed our time together and it was really needed. We thankfully did not run out of power this storm, which we have in the past, and then we've needed to use our fireplace for heat and to cook on. But it was really nice that we didn't have that added stress of that. So we read a lot, we played in the snow a lot, we kind of just hung out in the kitchen and we played games. We just enjoyed each other's company. So it was really, really nice and very much needed. I'm going to have a video up later this week where I share meals that we have made for our family over the last week. It's kind of something that I'm hoping to start and do probably every Friday, where I will share new meal ideas or just what our family has ate. That way, I get a lot of people that are saying, they're in cooking slumps and they don't really know what to make. They feel like they're making the same thing every week. And that way, it will give you guys ideas on things, how you can mix things up, and just a general idea of some quick and family friendly meals that don't have to break your budget. But anyway, that is my plan for later this week, probably Friday. I will have that video posted. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I'm ready. Let's see what color will change to. Wait, look back
Oh,
here.
there's blue.
It's turned into blue fire. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, there's this blue.
There's kind of like purple. Is it like a rainbow?